Hello, my name is Jamie Irvin. I'm the host of the Heavy Duty Parts Report, and today we are live. We have a special live broadcast today because we want to talk about a serious situation in Kentucky and an opportunity for us to step up and help. So, on December 10th, 2021, a violent long track tornado tore across Western Kentucky. This produced catastrophic damage in numerous towns. It's the deadliest and longest track tornado in an outbreak that produced numerous, not only injuries, but also sadly fatalities. And this has really put the proud, strong people of Kentucky in a position where they do need assistance. And so we're here to talk about that today, how you can get involved and help. And to help us to really understand how big of a event this truly was, we've got Nathan Clark. Now, he's from the hit show Gold Rush, Dave Turin's Lost Mine. And Nathan is just waiting backstage here to join us. So let's get him on the live stream here. Nathan, welcome to the Heavy Duty Parts Report. Thank you for being here. I wish it was to discuss something a little less serious than what has happened, but I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for getting me on here. I really appreciate you helping spread the word of what Kentucky needs because it's crazy, man. Honestly, crazy. 10 miles from my house, complete destruction.
Yeah, I watched your YouTube video where you were kind of driving around and you showed the
Yeah.
courthouse, and it's unbelievable. It certainly, as someone who lives in Canada, I heard the news at the time, but I didn't fully understand. Because we are live, we have the opportunity for people to comment or share. So please, this is an important discussion. If you want to get involved, by all means, make a comment, ask a question, get involved in the conversation today. We will incorporate you in our broadcast. And I'm also going to put up a link right now. We're going to run this ticker the entire time. So if you want to support the Kentucky Disaster Relief Fund, go to heavydutypartsreport.com/relief, and you will be redirected to a page with all the details. We're going to talk more about it in a few minutes, but we're going to run this throughout our entire broadcast. So let's talk a little bit about what happened. Explain to the listeners and the viewers the extent of the damage that was done. And, like I said, I certainly didn't realize how bad it was until I saw your YouTube video.
Yeah. It's, I've been around tornadoes all my life. I grew up in the South, so we've been around tornadoes, but this one here was a long track tornado. EF4 for over 200 miles. It nonstop just plowed through, and it hit major areas. Usually a lot of tornadoes just hit rural areas. This hit downtown Mayfield all the way through Marshall County. It went over 200 miles. I want to say over 70 people have lost their lives. It happened right before Christmas. And that was one of the hardest things is like, man, I want to help, these people out. So, started at the front lines, helping people out with, extension cords, it's blankets, clothes, quilts. And then you're trying to help them out there. It was just so much to handle. Honestly, it was just so much to handle.
Yeah, I can really only imagine. It's certainly where I live. We've never had that kind of a weather event, and I can imagine how scary it was. So that's what happened the day of, and in the immediate aftermath. But what is the current situation now, over 2 months later?
I tell you, you drive through the areas, it doesn't look like nothing's changed. I know the government came in and helped out, for the first 30 days. But you got a lot of people come in, and I don't know how genuine they are, but not a lot's been done in the last 2 months. And now it's time for basically the people to start getting to work and helping out. And our governor opened up this link that you can go to and donate. And it goes directly to the people. It helps out with like travel trailers, fuel, food, everything for these workers that are out there trying to get everything back in order. But we have to level half the town down and rebuild. You're talking years. You're not talking weeks, months. You're talking years. And we're proud people. We're gonna get back on our feet, but it's gonna take some time and it's gonna take some help.
I've always said the people you want to help are the ones who are giving it everything they've got, and for whatever reason have come up a little short. Those are the people you want to help. And I know that, like you said, the people of Kentucky are proud, and they're working and doing all that they can. Immediately, I imagine there was, like you said, there was some government response, but the reality is that it's just never enough, and we need to come together to help. I mean, that to me is obvious.
Yes, sir, and that's exactly right. And people start to forget. Around here, you don't forget, but around the world, you're going to start forgetting. I mean, it's human nature.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to keep awareness about this, and I figured doing this fundraiser would be ideal for me. Popularity from the show. Listen, I'm gonna give gold away. Got all this stuff we're giving away. People will donate. So I contacted the state of Kentucky. And I said, look, this is what I want to do. I want to help out. And they said, great, let's do this and let's get this set up. So if people go to donate on the government website and use Gold Rush Nathan in the event name, are all eligible. So it doesn't matter if you donate $5, $1,000, you're eligible. And that's one way you can get to everybody, because everybody's got $5 laying around.
Yeah, so that was Gold Rush Nate, Nate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you go to
Nathan, Gold Rush Nathan.
Oh, Nathan. Okay,
Yes,
I'm okay, let me fix that right now. Okay, so while I'm fixing this, because I want to put it up on the screen, can you tell us a little bit about, if they donate, what kinds of things? There's some incentives there that have been supplied by corporations. So let's talk a little bit about that.
So yeah, I contacted some companies. I said, look, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to personally give away gold. Dave Turn's going to give away an ounce of gold. Jason's going to give away an ounce of gold. And we're doing it, basically here. So you got 3 ounces of pure raw gold that came out of Montana. DeWalt Tools donated 3 combo kits. We got the NFL donated a Drew Brees helmet, autograph helmet. Lincoln Welder, Lincoln Electric donated a 140 MP welder and an 1840 hood. Gorman Rupp donated an electric pump, 12-volt electric pump. And all these items are pretty high-end dollar items. So, I mean, they're all $1,600, $1,500 and above. So the combo kits are probably $800 a piece, something like that, but there's 3 of them. So these companies really stepped up, and I really thank them for that. It meant a lot to me. I got one more item coming in. It hasn't came in yet. I'm still waiting. Hopefully it comes in. There's a guy out of Montana. He does a lot of awesome fly fishing stuff, and his stuff's coming in, and it's got our logos kind of engraved on it and stuff. He does a lot of inlay, so it's like high-end dollar fly fishing kit.
Right.
So it's coming in. So we got some really cool items for people to win just by donating at least $5.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Let's talk a little bit about I mean, if I had the money, and I'm sure many people feel the same way, right? If I had $1 million that I could just give, I would. Most of us aren't in that position. How valuable is a $5 donation?
It's extremely valuable right now. I mean, it's every little bit helps, and that's the honest truth right now. I mean, if you just drive through it right now, you'd be like, well, "This just happened yesterday." It hasn't. I mean,
Yeah.
it takes millions and millions of dollars, and every little bit helps out. Every little bit's going to help a family out, a business out, get back on their feet, because small business is the backbone of America. You got to have them.
Yeah. So Len Prince is a supporter of the show. He's the CEO of a company that manufactures the EcoFins, which is a drag reduction system for commercial trucks. And he's gone and publicly said that he'll donate. So Len, afterwards, I'm going to send you an email with Nathan's email so that you guys can get connected, and that'll be a corporate donation. So thank you, Len, so much. And Len, I know you've got a lot of people following your company. Let's share today's episode with all of your followers and all of your customers so that we can get more people involved. So, Nathan, let's talk a little bit about, also, if you're a U.S. citizen, because your governor set this up, is there a tax incentive for this donation on top of the opportunity to get these corporate incentives?
Exactly. Anybody donates as a 501c3. It falls under the tax bracket, 100% tax deductible. So you donate, you get your email, get your CPA or whoever does your taxes. It's all tax deductible. And that's why I went this route. I didn't want to go fund me or anything like that. I want to be legitimate. I want people to know, hey, this is the real deal. I can donate any amount, get my tax credit for it. So yes, it is a 501c3.
Okay, fantastic. So regardless of where you are in the world, you might have a chance at the corporate incentives. And if you're in the US, it's tax deductible. You got to pay tax anyway. So you're literally not spending a dime of your own personal money. How great is that, to also be able to spend the US government's money to help the great people of Kentucky? So Let's talk a little bit about your show for people who, some people are big fans, other people may want to watch the show for the first time. Tell us about the history of how you ended up on television and Gold Rush in this spin-off episode or series.
Yeah, sure. Actually, about 8 or 9 years ago, Wanabara, he's on the main Gold Rush series. Was on the main Gold Rush series. We actually went to the head-to-head for the final position for Tom Hopkins Mechanic. They picked one, and I stepped back, and I did my thing. Dave remembered me, and Dave's like, "Man, I remember that guy that did the filming with Juan. We really like to talk to him." So Dave called me and said, "Hey, this is what I want to do." And I said, "Well, what are you trying to get to the people?" He goes, "I want to show people how true mining is. I want to show respect to mining. I want to have class." And so these are some things I want to do. And he's like, "Also, I want to inspire people." And I said, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I want to show people blue collars do mean something. The hardworking people of the country is what built America. I mean, mining built America." And I'm all about that. I'm a blue collar guy. I grew up poor, and I had a hard life growing up, but I never let nothing get me down. I always put my head forward and kept driving. And I said, "Dude, this is what I want to do." I said, this is a great opportunity. So we hooked up, and we found the guys along the way. And it kind of started from there.
So what makes your series a little different from the other ones in this franchise, or just in general, other people competing for that kind of space?
We talk a lot about the history. We talk about the old timers, the 49ers. We go out to these places. We do a lot of prospecting. I mean, my Lord, if I could just tell you how many sites I prospected last year, it's not even funny. So we bring all that history in, and we show more in depth. A lot of the shows are bam, 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 it's done. We want to be more involved, more personal, get to know us, get to know exactly how the mining is and how the process goes. So our show stands different than the regular full-blown production. Let's just run and gun. We're more personal. We're a small crew, 7 people. I mean, that's pretty dang small. I mean, we don't work night shift or anything like that. It's just us working 12, 14 hours a day, 6 days a week. And Sunday, we try to do laundry and get our groceries and go back to camp. I mean, it's pretty hard. It's pretty fun. But our show just sets different. And people have watched it, have always commented, "Man, your show is kind of like the original Gold Rush with a twist." And I'm like, "Hey, that's what I'm looking for."
That makes sense. That makes sense. So, it's funny, the winding, twisting roads that bring us to our careers. And I think of how I got into trucking, and I could tell you a whole story about my biological father, who I never met, and ended up finding out after I turned 40 that he was a truck driver and been driving for the last 36 years. It's like, well, there's something in the genetics. What drew you to mining?
I actually worked in Texas. I worked been a mechanic most of my life, and I got out of mechanics. I was big into hot rods and stuff, and got burnt out of working on stuff. So I went to retail. Retail wasn't for me. I mean, I love people, I love talking, but man, I could only take so much from my mouth takes over. And I said, "Man, this ain't for me." So I had a buddy lived in Wyoming, worked out in the oil field, and said, "Hey, man, why don't you come up here and come work in the oil field?" And I said, "All right." So I moved up there, and with nothing really, and go up there and went to work, and worked in the oil field for a little bit. A rough industry, real shady industry. And so I changed out a bit to the coal side. I went into coal mining and started being a mechanic out there, a field guy. Loved Wyoming. People out there were fantastic. Everybody worked hard. I mean, the women out there, I learned so much respect for the women out there working in it. You'd be out there working in the coal fields, and there'd be a chick next to you, and she's black as the ace of spades, and she's covered in the crap. And next thing you know, you see her at the bar. She's like, "Hey, Nathan, what's going on?" I'm like, "Who are you?" So it really made me have a lot of passion for it after that. And then when Gold Rush came out, I really, really enjoyed it. I love watching it, through those years. And, I just stayed into it. Moved to Kentucky. Me and my wife have a son, and we said, let's move back to the South, be around the grandparents. So it's been a long journey, but 20 years of mining now, and I want to change it for the world.
That expression that you made about your family and also the individuals who work in these industries like mining and trucking and logging and construction and oil field, all of that, it makes me think back to the people of Kentucky that have suffered because of this tornado. I mean, these are salt of the earth type people,
Yeah.
hardworking families, and there's human stories there that are, you know, just heartbreaking when you think of what they're having to endure. It's not just the trauma of the storm on the day, which I can only imagine how bad that would be, but then it's the aftermath and dealing with that. So we really need to come out and support this relief fund, and I really encourage everyone to do so. Can you share with us maybe one story of a family or someone that you saw firsthand in your area and what they're going through, just so people can truly understand?
Yeah, when it first happened, you start picking the phone call up, you start calling everybody. Hey, I know the path went through this way. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. Just got a little bit of damage, and you go along that path. One of my friends, Charlie Nelson, done a lot of work for him over the years, and he's helped me out a lot, especially during my gold rush career. Because when you're off season, you're like, crap, I need to work, make some money and stuff. And he's like, man, come over here and work. I'll help you out. So he helped me out, so I want to help him out. So I went over there with him, and they actually were in their dump truck backed up against the high bank and watched the tornado come through, tore their whole shop down right in front of them. It was the most craziest story. His son, and he got a video of it. And I was like, holy crap, dude, y'all are nuts. But it's just flabbergasted you. You just don't know what to think. I mean, it's something unreal. I mean, it looks like a bomb went off, honestly, with that third world country.
Yeah, and I think of someone like that with years and years of work to build that business up, and then just in seconds to watch your business or your home just be torn apart. I mean, the full impact and what people are experiencing can't really be expressed in words.
No, not at all.
All right. Well, you know what, Nathan, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to
Yeah.
share your story and talk about this important relief fund that needs to be supported. I greatly appreciate you coming on the show. And the Heavy Duty Parts Report will definitely be donating. And thanks also to Len Prince for making a corporate donation live on our show. That means a lot to me, Len. Thank you so much. You're a big-hearted guy. I appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. And just make sure when you do the donations, put Gold Rush Nathan in the event name, and you're all eligible to win the prizes, no matter who you are. How many you want to use your mom, use your dad, use your dog, use your cat. I don't care. Just use a name, donate, win some stuff.
All right. That sounds great. So thank you again for being on the show. And I really appreciate it. We'll stay in touch, and hopefully
Yes,
we can do something to help and move things in the right direction.
thank you. I really appreciate it.
This brings to a conclusion our live broadcast. And once again, we just want to encourage everyone to donate what you can. Just remember, $5. That's all it takes to make a real difference. So you've been listening to the Heavy Duty Parts Report. I'm your host, Jamie Irvin. We've been speaking with Nathan Clark from the hit show Gold Rush, Dave Turin's Lost Mine. To donate to this relief fund, again, I'm just going to bring it up one more time. Go to heavydutypartsreport.com/relief. Thank you again for all of your support and tuning into this live broadcast. We will be rebroadcasting this on the podcast in just a few days. We'll talk to you later. Thanks again.